I'm not at work. Just, yeah. Fuck. P9.
Hello, everyone. I am Liz.
And I'm Iz.
And welcome back to the P9 pod.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Bringing back the woos.
Woohoo! Excited. I'm so excited. Everyone knows I'm so excited because I've been posting crazy. But I can't contain it, and I can't wait to talk about this race. I'm literally, so freaking excited.
One of us excited, one of us devastated. Can you guess which is which?
I don't think they could tell. Honestly, it could be either.
Could go 50-50.
Obviously, it was an eventful race, and it was a long race, considering the red flag, hint, hint. So, we could just start. First, let's start with some rumblings and some news around the internet that I think it's McLaren and Mercedes complaining, right? No,
for sure. Who else would complain?
Yeah, that's a good point. I know it's McLaren. I was just like, I don't know if it's Mercedes, because, what if it takes away Kimmy's win? Anyway.
I guess it might not be, but whatever. At the end of the day, it's McLaren.
I don't think this will happen, because I think it's a long shot. But they're investigating, again, still, the Monaco Grand Prix and all of that nonsense that happened. And people were talking about Andrea Stella, I think, mentioned, the very minor potential of the race results just being canceled. Which...
And what if I said I'm down?
As someone who is now... who has been... Let me tell you that. I've been on the Lando Norris back-to-back train all season, even when it was looking real bad. But as someone who is, heading that committee, this would do numbers for me. I think it would do numbers for all of us, because it would mean Kimi Antonelli loses 25 points. Would be great.
To be so honest, I was still a little bitter that Isack lost the podium, so this
True.
is kind of a win for me.
Sorry, Pierre, you do have to be sacrificed for the greater good. It'll be fine.
It's fine.
Everyone else, Lewis will lose points, but in the end, he'll actually kind of gain points because he'll be closer to Kimi. So it's he loses 18 points, but it helps him in the battle for the championship, so it's actually fine. Do I think this will happen? Probably not. If it happened, would I do a front flip? Yeah.
I'd say the same, except I also didn't think Pierre would get the podium, and here we are. So you never really know.
Anything could happen in this sport, and I'm never surprised. So if this happened, that would be crazy. But
I guess we'll wait and see on that drama.
We'll have to wait and see.
In other news of drama, a lot of things happened after we recorded our last little pit stop. We had, it will lead into the race later. We had a few re-signings of contracts quickly. We had Max extend into 2030, and we had Carlos with a quote-unquote multi-year contract, whatever that means, cryptic as hell, and Alex re-signing at Williams for at least another year. Again,
to be honest,
nothing of note.
I have some things to say, though. About Williams' F1 team. I have issues, obviously, because I'm an Alex Albon enjoyer, so deeply.
Yes.
Whatever. 1-year contract, actually don't really care about that. I feel like it's fine. But people were, complaining because, Williams changed their header on Twitter just to, Carlos's multi-year contract.
No.
I just feel like it's a little shady. I don't know. And, I understand. I don't know. No, I understand Alex getting a 1-year contract. I think Carlos should also have a 1-year contract. But it's fine.
From the James POV, I understand why Carlos has a multi-year contract, because everybody in that midfield wants him bad. But
they could still, poach him. It would just be messier.
I just don't understand why they both didn't get multi-year.
Yeah, I just think Williams has commitment issues, and they're bugging.
And performance issues. I'm going to call them out.
They have a lot of issues, and whatever. I'm happy for the boys, but I'm a little stressed. I know you're very happy about Max. I didn't have doubts. You had a lot of doubts. You were nervous. I kind of didn't think he was going anywhere, because, what else will he do, to be honest?
Well, and it's if I was rational, I'd come to the same conclusion. But the problem is I have abandonment issues and trust issues, and I never trust a thing that comes out of anyone's mouth. And I was more fearful of him retiring
Yeah, well,
then,
that would have been what happened. He wouldn't have gone to another team. He said that. Like,
and I had a small fear with the GP and the Hannah move. Hannah's going to McLaren too, right? Did I make that up?
I don't think that's confirmed.
Okay.
I knew there were rumblings because I was like, I would love that, but I don't think it's like for sure confirmed.
Either way, McLaren is gobbling up a lot of the RB like team. So
If I got Hannah, oh my god,
I would actually fist fight you. So, but with all that rumblings going around, I kind of thought maybe Max would consider the McLaren move, but I didn't think Zach would consider it, to be so honest. I never really saw the McLaren or the Mercedes pipeline either. I didn't really know why people were.
Him and Toto are just in love. Like, I don't really know. There's something weird happening there. I can't really get into it. It's not racing related.
Or just parked next to each other.
It's just like personal. Like, they want to hang out on their own time, which is strange, but like whatever. McLaren, I think there's too much like internal turmoil where it's like some people would want Max for sure, but they wouldn't be able to. I mean, they would probably ditch Oscar over Lando, but I think it would be like tough to do so, and I don't think they really want to do that. So,
and realistically, like, who wants two number one drivers other than like Mercedes in 2016, you know?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's messy, but I think people would consider it.
I'm grateful that Max landed where he's always meant to be. His video with Laurent was hilarious. Good boys, hilarious work. And then the only other hard-hitting news before Zandvoort was about Zandvoort, which was that Isack Hadjar had broke his wrist and Yuki Tsunoda would be subbing.
Why did I forget that until you just said that? Like, obviously that happened.
We would have gotten into it anyway, but this was announced, Wednesday, and the race was Friday?
Yeah, the day of all of that crazy news. Like,
yeah,
insane.
It was a chaotic day in all of our lives, but I was thrilled to see that Yuki was coming back. So was Liz. We love Yuki Tsunoda on this podcast.
We really do. And I was like, I love it. I know you were like very bittersweet because obviously that's your other man, but we got to see Yuki in 2026. So like, that's amazing.
It's just like give and take with it all. I was mainly upset because Isack got his made in podium here, and he had that beautiful lid built and made and customized, and his and Max's together looked so good. And if you tuned in last week, you know I put them both on my theoretical podium when I was feeling insane.
Yeah.
Didn't pan out for me, but I'll take what I can get because Yuki driving one more time meant the absolute world to me.
It was so needed for like everyone, I fear. Nicole Piastri, best day ever.
Best day ever. Did you see that picture of her? Oh, you sent it to me with her Yuki shirt and her Oscar hat.
She was up. Like, it was so good for her.
So happy to see that, and we will get more into that momentarily. But before we get into the standard F1 race of the weekend, this was also not only a sprint weekend, but it was also an academy weekend.
They keep doing this where they're jam-packing the weekend. It's like academy, sprint, regular F1. You can't breathe. It's so much.
And you know what I say to that? I don't love a sprint race, but we'll get into that later. Didn't need all of it, but it did happen.
I like a sprint in theory, and then it starts happening, and I'm like, wait, why is this happening?
Correct. But again, enough about the boys for now. We talk about the women. Again, I was really busy and there's so much going on. And one of the races was at like 3:30 in the morning for us.
I did miss that. My sleep schedule was all messed up this weekend, but I did see the highlights afterwards, and I will probably go back and rewatch it.
Let's hope for the best, because I plan to do the same. But I do know a little bit about our results, which I was grateful to see. So I know that Alisha, yet again, being dominant as hell all weekend. Fork in kitchen. She got her Grand Slam, I believe they called it.
She did get a Grand Slam with like led every lap, fastest lap, pole win.
Yeah. Pole, fastest, race win, and led every lap. Good for you, sis. The way that, like, she's so dominant this year, insanity.
She's amazing, and I know there's been a lot of, not contention, just conversation around F1 Academy, and, like, what it's doing for women, and if it's actually making them, like, advance into the sport, and I think it's too early to really see, because it's so it's such a new program, but I really hope we see some of these girls keep moving through the ranks of F1.
I agree. Even if it's into a lower formula, you know, I want to see the pipeline.
We want to see it happen. So,
and if anyone's going to do it, might be her.
That would be huge.
But I do know we had a feature this weekend as well, and the feature car, I don't know if you saw the Lego.
Did I? I don't know if I
think
did.
it was the feature car.
Wait.
It had like the Lego tulips on it, and
I feel like I did
her
see that.
helmet was like, it had like the Lego head kind of vibe to it. It was really cute. I really enjoyed that.
I love that.
But that's kind of all I really caught from my end.
Yeah. My girl Peyton Westcott won the reverse grid. I love her, so love to see that win from Merck. I believe it's her first win of the season.
Hey.
And then Alisha won the main race, as we chatted about. So, and I know there was like a little bit of drama with qualifying where someone got a grid pen in the top 8 and got dropped down. So then everyone moved up a spot, but that actually changed who the reverse grid pole was. So it was just like a whole ordeal. But everything went smoothly afterwards. So love to see it.
I forgot about that. You're right. I did see that. And also, we were talking about it earlier. I believe. I did this when we were talking about it earlier too. Her name's Alba.
Sorry. Yes.
No,
Alba Larson, Emma Feldmeyer.
God damn it. This is what I do every time, ladies. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad at names.
It's okay. We're making it happen.
Anyway, double podium for Ferrari, and that little post of it's kind of chic to have 2 podiums was iconic. Love her down.
It is chic.
Thank you for doing something in red. I needed that down bad after the weekend that we experienced in normal F1, which we will get into now, if you have nothing else to say.
I've got nothing else to say. We could get right into it, and we could start with practice. I have almost no notes because I remember texting you that I was half asleep. Like, I woke up, it was like 6 a.m. practice, put it on my cell phone, closed my eyes. But I listened to a lot of it.
I was actually awake and watching the whole time, but not much happened, to be completely honest. It was very practice.
I know Carlos went off at one point, and
yes,
I remember hearing with my eyes closed, like everyone, like the commentators just chatting about how like it's kind of been a boring, silly season, even after like those contract extensions, which was like great, but like we've kind of lost the bombshell move, you know, like
yeah,
there's no Lewis to Ferrari happening. Like McLaren is staying at McLaren. It feels like Ferrari staying at Ferrari, Mercedes is staying at Mercedes, and Red Bull is always kind of a wild card with the second driver, but it's like the main top teams, there isn't really a bombshell in the works, which is like fine, but it does kind of take some of the drama away.
That was kind of all that they talked about during practice. What silly season, because nothing was boring. Going on. I mean, again, Yuki hit the track again for the first time. This was his only practice in the non-ground effects era, which is like, I'm happy you got at least an hour to practice, King. But yeah, minimal occurrences. Honestly, I was getting ready for work, so Carlos went off at one point. That was kind of about it.
Very crazy for Yuki to get thrown in on a sprint weekend, too.
I know. I felt so bad, but thankfully it wasn't tough on him. Or, I mean, I guess I'm not Yuki, so I don't know, but it didn't seem like it took a toll.
I just love seeing him back and seeing him on track.
Love him down. I guess it was before the race, but we do have to discuss briefly the driver's parade later.
I only saw bits and pieces because again I was sleeping, but we can discuss.
We'll discuss before we get into the race. But this brings us then again. I have actually no notes. Sprint quali.
I have very minor notes. Kimi spun out into the gravel, I think in Q1.
Oh.
Which caused issues later, which hindered his Q3 lap times. So.
Oh yeah.
That is like a major point of sprint quali, and then Lando and Ferrari were strong throughout, and George pulled a pole at the end.
And that was like honestly the only silver lining of the entire sprint was George Russell. I have to be so honest.
Amen, sister.
Like the only thing I cared about at all.
Man, I love George Russell. Charles had a good race, a good sprint, but we'll talk about the sprint itself now, I guess, if we have nothing else for sprint quality, because it was kind of a snooze.
Actually, isn't this where George said getting engaged gave him a couple tenths?
Yeah, for sure. He did say that. He is a goober. Also, I know I posted this on our social, so follow if you don't. But whenever it's George, Charles, and Lando, I think about Alex Albon with a pit in my stomach because he should be up there with them. So I just had to bring it up again for all of our suffering, but I'm just always struggling with that.
And like, what if we didn't?
I'm sorry. I just had the
It's
thought and I
fine.
had to share it out loud. But that's all my sprint quality thoughts.
Well, even better, we're going to go into the sprint then right now. And yet again, Isabel has no notes. Why? My eyes were open for a total of 12 minutes.
Wait, I forgot. You got no sleep the night before?
I went to bed. Well, I actually caught briefly the F1 Academy race at 3 in the morning because that was roughly my bedtime.
Yeah.
And then I went to bed and woke up at 6, 12 minutes max. I don't even know if I saw 2 laps, to be honest.
It's okay. I'll just give us a quick run through and stop me anytime if you want to share some feelings that you have. I mean, I don't know if you have any because it was pretty boring, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So Checo didn't start. Fork was found in kitchen.
This is
But
terrible.
then
I didn't know that.
He came out 3 laps late.
I recall you telling me that now. Yes.
So he came out eventually, but yeah, I wrote a couple other notes and then I wrote Checo made it out because my first note was Checo did not start. Boring start, but I kind of needed that because I was really anxious for some reason. I think it was just coming back after summer break where I was like, wait, why am I so anxious for a sprint? But boring start and I loved it. Lewis and Max were together again. We say this every week in every universe. It's them fighting.
2016, baby.
2016?
No, 2019. Also
I just had a trauma reaction. What was that?
So, to be fair, 2016 was Max and Nico going at it.
Oh, they had a moment this weekend too. Loved that. But yeah, Lewis and Max were together, and then after that, Checo made it out. Godspeed, love you, King. And right after that, Nico car died. I don't think it died on track. I think they just had Box to retire the car or Box, and but he did the same thing. So he came out 6 laps later.
Okay.
Or no, 13 laps because I wrote Nico back out 13 laps down.
Okay, data collecting sprint. Let's go.
Yeah, they were just gathering data. But he was out halfway through the sprint, and around that point, Lando had shared that he had no rear, which was not good considering there was a whole lot of sprint left, and I knew he was fighting the car. You could kind of hear it in his voice that he was just struggling to do anything. Obviously, he wasn't going to get George, but then he was fending off Charles, and then Charles ended up overtaking him, and he really couldn't fight it. His car was just kind of barely surviving. So that was fun. And then all of a sudden there was maybe a possibility of rain. Everyone was like, ooh, yippee, rain. That's great. But it wasn't going to come until either the last lap or right after the race. And what do you know? Came right after the race and it was a downpour. So that was insane.
Another thing in sprint quali was everybody thought it was going to rain. So everybody started going crazy.
Wait,
was it normal quali?
That was normal quali. But yes,
don't
worry. We'll cover that because I knew I wrote notes about it, but it wasn't in my sprint quality notes. Yeah. But that was the kind of main story of the weekend was the concept of rain. And maybe everyone was like, oh my God, first wet session of the year. Didn't happen. Didn't happen at all. But everyone talked about rain every single session of the weekend. But yeah, other than that, Lando was able to hold off Kimi in 4th, so he still maintained that podium, which was good. Like I said, Nico came back out 13 laps down just to gather some data. And then it was a snooze and George won, which was exciting for him. And then immediately, the last lap, it starts raining pretty decently. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as they cross the finish line, it's pouring.
Right.
And everyone was everyone, including myself, was oh my God, we would have had a totally different order if there was one more lap to the race.
For sure.
It was that crazy of rain. So we can't have anything these days. So that was the end of the sprint.
And this is where I'm going to say, I just think the sprints are getting redundant. I'm over them. I don't need them. They serve nothing to me, truthfully. And I only tune in because there's a point being awarded. But at what rate do I start boycotting them? Because the FIA might listen. Like, I have no interest. You need to do something different.
I fear they're not going to change things. If anything,
I know.
they're going to add more, and that scares me.
The thing is, like, all of my other podcast people, the red flags, the P1s, the fan behaviors, the everything, they're all talking about just like different ways to spice it up. And I'm like, that's what we need, because I think
there's
ground
gotta
effects,
be.
it was cool. Now it's not. And it's like nobody wants to race during a sprint because then you're going to damage your car for qualifying later that same day.
Exactly. It's like the sprint race and quali being on the same day really has it so like no one's pushing to the limit, which makes sense. But like, what else? What are we supposed to do?
No idea. I don't have the answers, but I do wish things would get fixed because I am just over the sprints. They're honestly like annoying at this point to me a little bit.
It's like exciting for me in theory because I'm like, yay, so many things happening this weekend. And then I'm like, wait, this is kind of boring.
It's just, yeah, I just would rather have a practice. I can't even lie.
I get it.
Anyway, that was the sprint. Super fun. Everybody got, what, a handful of points? Woohoo.
A few. Everyone got a few points.
Great. Now we move into the race qualifying. Whoop, whoop.
Yippee.
I have, again, minimal notes. I don't know what I was doing this weekend.
It's okay. I just went back and I got all of our notes kind of together, so don't worry. Share what you got.
For qualifying, all I have is that they put Charles on a fuck-ass tire strat.
Oh, well, that was my first quality note is Ferrari strat. They always try to do like a sneaky strategy and it doesn't work ever.
It's so frustrating. So I'm going to pipe up as a Tifosi, as a Ferrari fan. I don't even know if I'd call myself a Tifosi. I've only been here for a year. But
You're Tifosi. Own it.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Grazie, if you will. The thing with Ferrari is, like, I feel like they only think they can undermine everybody when they're doing something sneaky and, like, out of the box. What if we just stuck to the plan? What if we did exactly what everybody else is doing and executed it well? You would then see results. But no, because Lewis wins on this crazy strategy and
one time.
Like, and this is how they get everything. And it's like, well, you don't have to rely on, like, the times it plays out well. You could just make things play out well.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you could literally do things better and then
Your
not
fate
have to
is in
worry
your own
about this.
Exactly.
Truly.
Quick side gab about that, because I'm just kind of over the Ferrari thing. And we'll get more into it when the race comes along. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry. But, yeah, that was my first note as well. I don't know if you have anything else to share, particularly.
I have zero context as to why I'm not recalling. I just have Gabby, you poor babe.
Wait, why do I not know either?
I have no idea. I don't know what happened to Gabby in Quali 1. Maybe he didn't make it out.
Maybe he spun out.
No,
I don't think he made it out. I think that's a good point. No.
I think that's...
I kind of think he did. I don't know.
Doesn't
particularly matter.
Nope. No, I'm not sure why I put that there. My only it's fine. My only other note was that Williams has absolutely nothing to give.
Yeah. My Q1 notes are similar. It's just VCarb 8, both Arvid and Yuki Slade, and I've been sharing this agenda for a long time, but I'm going to keep sharing it on this podcast because I can.
Preach.
We aren't glazing Arvid enough as a society. He's having like such a beautiful first season, so consistent. And I know it's like other teams are struggling with the regs, like sure. I think that's taking a lot of the spotlight off of Arvid and VCarb, like Liam typically as well, but Yuki in this session. And I just think we should be talking about him more because let's not forget when Kimi had like a horrendous run in Europe last year and everyone was still talking about him as if he was God's gift to this earth. And I like Kimi and I think Kimi is talented, but he had a good start, a really crappy middle part of the season, and a good finish. Arvid has been consistent all season and I don't think we're talking about it enough. And that's my rant on that.
No, and I agree entirely. I think Arvid's doing really well. He honestly hasn't binned it that often, like knock on wood. There's, everyone has their mistakes, but he's doing really good things. And I think last year having like the big rookie season and this year being the new regulations, like you said, it's just like really overshadowing that. And that's so unfortunate. Arvid, we are always giving you your flowers at the P9 pod.
Arvid, I will defend you to the ends of the earth, and I will always bring you up in conversations because you're slaying down. And love it.
Yeah. And Yuki did a great job. My only note in Q2 is that he unfortunately did not make it out of Q2.
Yeah. Q2 was pretty boring and pretty expected. Alex Albon made it to Q2, which was epic.
Thrilling.
And then his car went approximately 0 miles an hour throughout the rest of Q2. So that was sad. But you know what? He made it there, so that's fine.
Thank God. And then that brought us into, Q3, which is the big finale, which was honestly also a little
It was kind of good. I think, I might be wrong, but I know it was during qualifying. I think it was Q3 when Max was whining about George on the radio.
I don't know if it was, I don't know, I think
it was Q3 because Max was like, I'm sure George is going to complain about that. And then it cuts to George's radio and he's like, is it going to rain? Like, that's why I think it was Q3, because George was asking about the rain.
I'm pretty sure somebody like also made that callback to George being like, it's raining. Am I the only one seeing rain? And it was him sweating on his
visor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, no, Max, you can't let the people know that George lives in your head rent free.
No, like, that is his biggest issue. It's like, he just makes it known. He's like, classic George. He's gonna be so cranky. And George is just like, la, 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 la.
Like, you're the least of his concerns this year. I hate to say it.
No, literally. He's like, he has a little Italian.
The release was bad.
Oh, yeah. But, you know what? It happens.
But again, calling it back to just what we were discussing earlier, the rain then started kind of coming in during Q3.
Everyone was like planning the rain strategy, and I know I was texting you, and I was like, this is actually really exciting, because I know I do. I know you do. As a community, I feel like we have had enough of Q3 where everyone goes out, does a lap, we sit there for 6 minutes, and then everyone does another lap. I'm like, okay, I'm sick of that boring little 6-minute period. So, because the rain was coming at the end of Q3, I was like, this is actually exciting because you can't do that. And I was like, thank God. So rain was incoming and everyone set their quick laps. I think Lando was still at the top on the first set of Q3 laps. And then he was like leading the pack out. And on the out lap, George was like 1 foot behind him. And I was like, I know he's so pissed right now. He was like, get out of the way. Because George obviously wanted to get a really good lap in Q3. And Lando was like dilly-dallying, waiting for it to start raining. And then he got another stellar lap. So Lando ended up being on pole anyway. And again, the rain started right at the end.
But is that not where George like drove around Lando in the pit lane?
No, he drove around. I think he drove around Oscar, and then that's why he was stuck behind Lando.
That was so funny to me.
He literally was like, "All right, let's get this show on the road, people. Like, we're not playing around. We got to get moving."
And we'll discuss the downfall of George Russell a little bit later. But if anything, at least he had a funny weekend.
I hate discussing the downfall of George Russell.
Listen, the P9 pod hates to see George down, but I fear that is the name of the game.
He's our king. He's our...
I know.
Our mascot?
Our muse.
Our muse. There you go. Good word. Thank you.
Thank you.
Other than that...
I think you're going to laugh because my only Q3 note is Lando. Damn!
Yeah. I was hooting and hollering. Like, I couldn't contain my excitement. I texted you. I was like, I'm jumping up and down. Like, sorry, all my neighbors, because I live not on the first floor of an apartment complex, so there's people below me. And I was jumping up and down, and I was like, they're going to have to deal with it, because I am on cloud 9. I'm so excited about this news. I kind of saw it coming, but obviously it's hard to it's hard to see the McLaren car as reliable. So as much as I have faith in Lando, I never have faith in McLaren. So I was expecting the car to be good this week, but after the sprint, I was a little iffy because there was some of those issues. Yeah. So I was buzzing, to make it quite clear.
I was confused as to where Ferrari went.
Ferrari did have a bad quality.
And I'm just like, can we stop slaying in the practice and giving everyone false hope?
I really don't understand. I don't understand that bit, and they do it every race weekend.
I don't know. But anyway, enough
about
qualifying. I don't know. Well, I am good to get into the race, I guess. I
have one short comment to, spare you a little longer. I think this is an ongoing theme, and I'm sure I'll bring it up again later in the episode, because I know I will. I'm myself. Lando has had one of the funniest weekends of all time, and everyone is talking about it, but especially after quali in his interviews, he was being hilarious. He was like, I obviously think I have a shot at the title.
Think about the kitchen.
That was later, but yes. But he was like, as long as Mercedes, disqualified in Vegas, as long as they don't take a free pit stop in Qatar, I was cracking up. I was like, he's such a goober, and he is goofing and giggling all over the weekend. And when he's like laughing like that, and he's also, we'll get into it a lot later because he was so confident after the race, but his confidence is just on another level right now, and he doesn't care. Yeah. And I'm obsessed with it. Like, he is so funny when he's like this, because he's like, the pressure's off. So that's my only comment now, because he made that silly comment about last year's trauma.
Yeah.
And that's all until the race start. But you can talk about the driver's parade first. Again.
A quick happy side note about the driver's parade. I didn't actually watch it because I forgot about it, to be honest with you. But we got many clips of Yuki and Pierre being in love on the little raceway.
They're
which
so
meant
cute.
So much. It meant so much to me. Pierre was blowing kisses and making hearts, and Yuki was Daniel Ricciardo impersonating, screaming, Pierre Gasly. And it meant the world to me. So happy to have them back together, even if that is at my detriment as a Isack Hadjar fan.
It was also so beautiful to see them starting on the same row.
Yeah. I was thrilled to nothing can separate them ever.
So touching, so beautiful.
And
we love to see it.
On the driver's parade, we could also talk about the grid walk real quick that I did not get to watch either.
Let's talk about it.
Do you want to know who? You know who was there. Your good friend.
Of course I knew who was there. My good friend, Nico Rosberg.
Yeah. And who's the only notorious driver that he spoke to publicly? Oh, Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen.
He said, Max, a few words. And he said, hi, how are ya? And he left, which was honestly so iconic of him.
It was actually so silly because, I know Nico was expecting to get absolutely nothing for him. And Max was like, hey! He was just
Max is he re-signed his contract and he's in a silly, goofy mood. I don't know.
Also, breaking news today is that he's going to race 100 go-karts for some reason because he's bored,
Mr. Beast style.
He literally is just in a silly, goofy mood.
Have you seen admin, Red Bull admin posted today of them holding the two pieces of paper?
Yes.
He was go to vacation or race.
Yeah.
He's so silly, and I'm happy he's okay because I'm low-key not, and we're gonna get into why right now.
Very soon. My first note before that is it's so funny what I wrote down. Just my train of thought during the race is so funny. But
yeah,
everyone was like, it's gonna be a damp start, foreshadowing what happens to Max. But I was like, oh my god, I swear to God, if McLaren puts inters on this damn vehicle, I am going to blow that place up. I was hoping they learned their lesson, obviously, but you really never know, because someone in that room last time was like, it's gonna start raining again, and what if that person is still there saying it's gonna start raining again? So I was a little concerned, and I was so happy to see the slicks on the car.
Grateful for that. Zach called somebody up and said, guys, we can't fumble this again. I know I'm not there.
No, like, we really couldn't do that again.
So now I'm going to paint everybody a picture of the start to my Sunday morning. I
Let's see
wake
it.
up. Life is great. Everything is fine. I open the Dunkin' app and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to order a little breakfast. I'm going to order an iced coffee and I'm going to go pick that up before the race starts. Now, the Dunkin' is packed. Everybody decides that it's the right time to get coffee and a drink and everything else under the sun. So I'm a little late getting home and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss the start of the race. I'm texting Liz. I'm like, let me know what's going on. She says, nothing's going on. Everything's fine. I unlock my front door. I swing that door open and I left the TV on so that I could instantly sit. I literally pet my cat. I turn around, smoke, Red Bull in the wall. And I said, that has to be Liam, right? And then the commentators say, Max Verstappen. I said, no. I hit the deck. I'm in my Max Verstappen Hollister MV1 signed zip up. He's at his home race in the wall.
His last one.
His last ever home race, allegedly.
Big boom.
The only word is devastated. I literally just locked in. What do you mean he's in the wall like that? And truthfully, so grateful that there was extra padding on the, I don't know what you call them, like dividers, because that was a nasty crash and it could have been really bad.
It was really, I mean, bad as it was. Like, it was a really big crash. And it's like, I know we've seen this happen many times. I mean, the, like, lines of the racetrack hold water longer than the concrete does. And he just, like, lost his tire on that little line for 1 second. And it literally just went boom. Like, it was insane.
Again, silver lining, it wasn't the rear wing, but it was Max in the wall. My follow-up note to that is that then we obviously get this red flag, and the DJ has the audacity, and the grandstand has the audacity to doot me while I'm in my...
What else are they going to do? What else are
I
they
don't
gonna
know.
do?
I was sensitive. I didn't like it.
They kind of have one bit. That's it.
Well, there's Max, Super Max. I would have been more okay with that one.
Sure. I do have to say, this is going to sound like it's, like, not a positive, but, like, going off of what you said about the rear wing, I'm really happy it wasn't, like, a car issue or, like, someone doing something shady. It was just, like, a spin-off, like, that happened.
It was driver error. We have to say it. It was driver error.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah. But I'm glad it was that. I'm glad it was that because it would have been a lot more devastating if it was something, like, avoidable and, like...
Correct.
Like, that could have been fixed with the car or with, like, someone else doing something crazy. Like, that would have been a lot harder to, like, deal with, I think.
Yeah, I would have stomached that way worse. But as the great Hannah Montana once said, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. So we move. This is also where we get our secondary crash of the weekend, which... Liz saw live. I kind of missed that. I don't know how I missed it, but
it wasn't even really a crash. It was just
an almost crash.
Almost, like, so bad. I was watching my television, and I wish you could hear the sound that came out of my mouth. Like, so Gabby spins out and does, like, full 360. Towards the end of him spinning, the tires, like, create this big cloud of smoke.
Smoke screen.
You cannot see his car at all. Famously, who is behind him, none other than his teammate, Nico Hulkenberg, who has exactly a split second to swerve his car out of the way because he can't see Gabby's car. All he sees is the smoke. So, thank God he didn't hit him, but, like, it was so close, and it would have been, like, oh, it's, like, unavoidable at that point because it's, like, you can't see where the car is. You can't see where to avoid it. So it was, thank God he was able to avoid it because that would have been awful.
And that would have been both the Audis out at the same time, which would have been also, like, equally as devastating. So yeah. Grateful everyone was okay. Grateful nothing else happened. We move.
We move. You know? However, this immediately red flag. I have now 30 minutes to, like, ponder. And I'm pondering a few things. One, everyone's serving face looking beautiful outside of their cars. I was like, okay, everyone, y'all raced for 10 seconds, so you're looking great. I'm thinking another recurring theme for us. We love Ruth. She's giving us all the dirty details. Yeah. And I need it. I need those details to come from her mouth because they always make sense to me.
She just explains things so eloquently and so well that I actually know what we're talking about.
Like, I think she can, like, just word things in a way where you might not understand exactly what's going on, but she makes you get it. Like, it's amazing. And then the dread comes in because I'm like, we're going to have to do another start. Lando got away so clean on that first start, and now we have to do another one. Great. Can't wait. And I'm scared. Obviously, we don't trust McLaren's strategy team. We don't trust Ferrari's strategy team. We don't trust a lot of people. So I'm like, God knows what they're cooking in the studio over there. I couldn't tell you, and I am scared to death.
That's perfectly fair. And then when we start the restart, if you will, this is when we learned Oscar's on a new hard.
And Lando's on a soft. And
you want to know who clocked that? Charles.
And I get it from the stance that, in theory, Lando could get away better on a soft. And then everyone starts running their mouth saying Oscar is going to go to the end of the race on these tires.
As if.
I said, yes. Oscar Piastri, famously great at tire management, is going to run these tires for 60 plus laps. And I'm like, if that works, I am going to crash out. But in my heart of hearts, I know that will not work because Oscar eats tires for breakfast. So it's okay. And then also during the restart, Ollie's engine exploded.
That was what I was about to say, is that Oscar got one lap on these things and then had to stop anyway because that was crazy. I don't even know what happened to Ollie. Like, I know it was engine failure, but he literally just stopped.
He had to in the middle of the formation lap. Like,
insane.
Crazy.
Insane. Yeah. Oh, and then, mine's just restart, so keep going.
Yep. No, that's it. Then we get the restart, and Kimmy overtakes Lando, just like in all my deepest fears. But
Lando squeezed him very well. He was very defensive.
He did a really good job at the start. He just, that little sneaky Italian squeaked by. And that's fine, because I automatically feel a different aura off Lando, and I know I sound like a crazy person. I know he is confident even after that. Like, in a past life, Lando would take that and crash out and like lose that confidence in himself completely. But I think he knew during this race day that he was the fastest driver on track, and he was like, I'm not letting that slip away from me. Mm-hmm. And I just knew in my bones something was going to happen. Good.
Yeah. And it was beautiful. And similarly to Lando feeling on top of the world and the fastest, this is where George starts having problems again. Fork and kitchen.
Yay! This was super exciting, obviously, for us. We were really happy to hear that George was having more issues.
Just like dropping places, can't maintain the pace, can't keep up with like everybody else. Awesome. Show stopping.
During this time also, I was beefing and you were beefing with our friends over at F1 Graphics, because why could we not see the gaps? It is like arguably one of the most important times, like after a restart, to see where everyone's netting out. No gaps on the screen. Okay.
And even if you're not going to give me a time gap, let me know where people are.
No idea.
Let me know what place we're in.
We're just kind of guessing. We don't even know what lap it is. Like,
no idea. And that would have been awesome to see, but unfortunately we didn't, and that's fine. We move. My next note is about everybody's pits, so I don't know if you have anything in between that.
My next note was about a specific pit stop, and that's Oscar Piastri.
Thank God. I had all of the pits were slow, but wow, McLaren really screwed it here.
It was just like so classic McLaren. Like, I know McLaren was bad last year. They're still bad this year. I don't know how they didn't get better. Like, did we not practice one single thing?
Did we not fire people? Because people needed to go.
But on the same note, I love to talk my rah-rah about Oscar's tire management, because the fact that Oscar had lost his tires when he's on a hard and had to pit before Lando did on the soft made me giggle.
I've heard some discourse that was McLaren telling him to pit. I don't know how true that is. I didn't.
It was, but I think it's because his tires were not going to last and they were trying a new strategy. Like,
and that's believed.
Their original strategy was to make the tires last longer for that stint. And at that point, they knew it wasn't going to happen. And they were like, let's just try something else.
Yeah. And like in the similar light, what was it? Last race, we got the fastest pit stop at a 1:99 from VCarb. And this race, nobody was quicker than like a 2.6.
It was like a 2.4 or 3. Yeah. It was like so bad. Like
what are we doing, people?
Last year,
all teams.
Last year, we were regularly hitting the 1.9, like, all the time.
I mean, I get that, like, certain tracks, the pit stops are a little more in depth because of, like, how far we're moving and yada yada, whatever. I can't imagine that this was that.
It was just bad. Everyone was bad, but it happens.
Now, this is where things get really out of order for me. My next point was that Oscar was driving erratically.
He was driving erratically. And I don't think anything ever came from that, but
no.
I don't
He got
know.
a black and white flag, and that was it.
Yeah, it was just stop driving erratically.
And then my next note was that Pierre and Yuki started going at it, and it was really good racing, and I'm so glad we actually got coverage of the midfield.
Yes, I know. Everyone's been saying that, and I agree. And this was also my next note, that Yuki and Arvid were both slaying down. Like, I just remember watching, and I was like, V-Carb going crazy style, killing it. It was so beautiful.
Like, that's my team. You guys don't get it. That's my team.
No, literally. I love them.
Love them all down, and they were doing so well. I was so happy, especially for Arvid, because, like, with the whole switch up, that could really stunt a rookie. And he said, let me just actually drive normal.
He said, I got it. I got it handled. Don't even think about it. Don't worry about me.
Do not fret. But yeah, that Yuki overtake on Pierre, hopefully that gets you a seat somewhere, baby. Whether that's Indy, whether that's here. It was beautiful. We're all happy to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where I have it numbered, that at lap 42, if you have anything before that.
I don't have my numbers down, so that's on me.
This is where we start to see the Lewis crash out.
I did right here, Tifosi rules.
I have Ferrari sass, so we're in the same headspace.
Yeah.
Now, I want to speak on this as a Charles fan. I do think Lewis was 100% correct. He had more pace, and he needed to pass Charles. And I could also understand Charles as a competitive boy that he is, that he didn't want to move. But at what point does Big Fred need to step up?
Big Fred.
I'm going to call him Big Fred because he's Big Ferrari at this point. Like, you need to, I understand it's hard to have two grown men who are super talented in this sport and have big egos on your team, but then you need to know how to manage them, and you need to know when to put your foot down and say, in Italian, in French, I don't care what language, English, Charles, move. And Charles, you need to listen to your team because, again, I get why you didn't want to move, but you looked bad.
This was messy, and it was like they were trying to coordinate pit strategies around their fight, and it was just like,
it was pulled Charles in, and he like didn't box for another lap just to prove a point.
Yeah, I know. It was messy. Messy.
And they were screaming live on radio. Everyone screaming on the radio. Never in my life have I seen.
Charles and Lewis were both kind of raging in a way that was very fun and new and unique.
I sat there with my mouth open and I said nothing for about 3 minutes because I've never in my life heard Lewis that aggravated. And the only time I've gotten anywhere near it was when he was already driving for Ferrari. So awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting a taste of it watching my 2016, but like,
okay,
low-key, not really. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's different.
Right.
It's a different vibe.
Well, that's all I have to say on that because I don't really know. I don't know. I think everybody was in the wrong. I think Big Fred is my biggest op because I think he just needed to tell everybody what to do. and
Yeah.
nobody needed to speak back, but whatever.
I think they're gonna have like some interesting briefings, and they're gonna have some team meetings, and things will change a little bit, and
Let's hope.
we'll see something happen for sure.
Yeah. My fear is that we're going to pick a number one driver, and that's not what I'm asking. I'm just asking
I-
that we can execute a team order when it's needed.
I don't think they'll do that because I think it would ruffle feathers for everyone. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
My feathers would be ruffled.
Yeah.
I then move into the next retirement of the race, Lance Stroll. Who knows when that happened?
We both didn't notice it like until after the race. Truly.
We only noticed it when Esteban Ocon was out at lap 55. Esty Bestie down for the count. Both the Hasses, DNF. Okay, Cadillac cosplay.
Literally a Cadillac cosplay.
Both of them had engine issues, no? So like I maybe
think
upgrades are
so.
downgrading.
I don't really.
But this is where the VSC gets released because Esteban's on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, and this is where I wrote Oscar was on his 100th pit stop. He literally had like 40 million pit stops this race.
It was bad.
And then I wrote he could pit so many times and it doesn't matter because the gaps between the top teams and the midfield are so big. Like it literally doesn't matter.
No, because I mean it was later in the race, but Liam I think it was Liam got a 5-second penalty and it literally did nothing to his place, his time, any of it. He was so far ahead.
Towards the end of the race is when we started getting like the insane number of penalties. Like Franco, Arvid, someone else too. There was a lot.
Franco, Arvid, Liam, something else too. Yeah, it was insane. And like almost none of them affected anything, to be so honest. We had like the drive-through penalties, I guess. Was one of them Alex?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm
I
starting
know.
misinformation. Don't.
Carlos got one later for their little collision, but we'll talk about that when we
Maybe
get to
that's
it.
what I'm thinking of. Following Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas is out of the race. I mean, thank you, Cadillac, for making it this far. It's improvements.
You know what? They made it far enough. Like, we have to give them that. But, yeah.
And then this is where I got into it, personally.
About what?
The Williams crash.
Oh, I have some more before that.
I figured, so please.
I got a few things to say. First of all, Kimi pits at some point, fresh tires, has no grip. I'm thinking awesome, because at this point, Lando is still behind him. Lando pits, gets new tires, closes a 6-second gap in 3 laps. Let's talk about it.
Sexy.
Let's talk about it, because what? He was flying. It was so crazy to see, and I was doing backflips, and at that point, I knew he was winning the race, because he was literally moving crazy style. Then, this was when he had that overtake. Did you have that?
Oh.
It was before
with Lewis?
Williams, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
no,
Lewis,
well, no, he overtook Kimi first with that sheep
Yeah,
move, and then he overtook Lewis same lap, and it was all just so beautiful and perfect in my eyes. And then, sorry, I actually have so many notes.
It's okay. I have none.
After that is when we start getting into things getting a little sticky with the Mercedes rules, if you will.
Oh, the silver arrow rules that everyone's been talking about, yeah.
We're so back with the rules, and it's so funny because Ferrari and Mercedes, I feel like both were dogging on McLaren last year, even though, like, the Paya rules didn't really mean much, like, in the grand scheme of things. Like, there wasn't, like, a huge amount of team orders.
I think what this conversation, at least for me, boils down to is that nobody likes team orders, but they have to happen at times.
Exactly. But it was just so funny, and I was like, uh-oh, they're gonna make George Russell cry, and I'm gonna cry as well. And I was like, George, fight it! George, fight it! George did not fight it.
10 toes down, I understand why George complied. I don't understand why. I do, but I don't understand why Mercedes asked him to do so.
I don't either, because as George so politely said, is Kimi fighting for the win? Is Kimi going to catch Lando? And the answer was no. The answer was no.
And you know what Kimi was doing? He was defending George from Lewis.
Exactly. He was not fighting for the win, and the only reason they did that is because they don't trust Timmy. They don't trust Kimmy's defense. And I understand, but you're going to throw George to the wolves, essentially. I don't know.
They also, like, they just want Kimmy to get points because Lando's cooking. And I'm like, well, that's tough then. Go race your teammate.
They're scared of that baby-faced angel in first place. And I get it. And I get it. But it's just messy. It was a messy thing to do. And I'm like, I get why George did it, but it's just frustrating as a whole.
A ridiculous ask, if you ask me.
I agree. And then we get into Williams, ex-Williams, if you want to go ahead.
I only know so minimal. We started seeing, like, I mean, Alex was, like, tumbling down the order at some point because he was, like, kind of high up. And then we're just like, oh, he's dropping. Oh, and then there was, like, a brief either yellow flag.
I think
something happened. We're all like, what's...
There was debris, yeah.
Well, before that, even, everyone was like, what's going on? Like, something's happening. And then they've just panned to the replay of the Williams smacking into one another.
Yeah.
For what? You both just got a contract. Sit down.
They were feeling messy and crazy and silly. I don't really know. It was obviously Carlos's fault, but it was crazy.
I don't know if you've seen the memes of everybody saying, I guess we're just learning that Carlos can't see the color blue.
No, like, literally. He's colorblind.
No blue flags, no teammates.
He's colorblind. Be kind to him, world. Like, okay.
Yeah. And those are really my only other race notes for the most part. I have one other note that I can hit on the end.
My only other race note was Lando redemption. Like, I bring up redemption every week, but this was so beautiful, and I immediately knew the edits were gonna hit crazy after last year's major depression. So that was huge. And I also wrote what Lando wrote on the champagne bottle was, thanks Zandvoort, love Lando. And I was like, God, aww, I'm putting him in my pocket and keeping him there forever.
I didn't know that happened. I also saw that one clip. Sorry, this is like not race related, but I have to just bring it up. I don't know if it was this year, but the people like Lando in the car and they're holding up stroopwafels for him and they drive past and he like rolls up the window and then he rolls it back down, takes the stroopwafels and keeps going.
He just wants a snack.
He loves Zandvoort because of the stroopwafels, and I agree.
He wants a sweet treat, but yeah, his little podium champagne message was super cute, and I was super excited to see that happen.
Yeah, I was grateful. I am a Lando fan. I've been rocking my world champ shirt. I'm really on that train.
I'm always on that train.
My only other race note was we finally got some, drum roll please, Aston Martin points.
Fernando points.
Cat kitty cat 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 cat. I don't know if you ever get those edits of him with that song, but I get them.
Of course I do.
I love Fernando Alonso. He's so funny to me. That video of him mewing gets me every time.
Shut up. He's so funny.
I love him when he hits the gritty. One of my favorites.
He's so much better at hitting the gritty than Oscar is.
Everyone is better than Oscar.
Okay.
I have to put it out there. He was really bad at the gritty.
Yeah, he needs some lessons.
But yeah, really happy for Fernando. Really happy for Aston. I am really happy that Fernando is getting this because there was a lot of lost hope at the start of the year for Aston. So I'm happy that we're climbing our way back.
Gotta love to see a Fernando point every now and then. Awesome to see.
Anyway. That's the race on my end.
Okay, well, we're going to get into my favorite session, which is the Lando glazing session after the race. And I'm going to do a quick little rant about how much I love Lando Norris. And everyone's going to enjoy it because it's deserved after that race. So I just have to say, everyone's been saying it. I have been seeing from all corners of the internet people who have talked their shit about Lando Norris, glazing him up the wazoo. And nothing hits like that to me because I'm like, I know. I've been knowing. I have been backing this man the whole time. When everyone was like, he's bad, he's unreliable, boo-hoo, Lando sucks. I kept my mouth shut. I kept things quiet. I kept things chill. Now that we're seeing what he could do in a car that is objectively not the best, and we're seeing what he can do when he has kind of the pressure of a world championship off his back, He is so confident. He's so on the money. It is literally so refreshing to see. And he's so dangerous when he's like that. Like, he is such a demon in a car when he has got nothing to lose and everything to gain. It's like, it's so amazing to see. And again, I've talked about it all episode, but I love when we get to talk about his tire management, because he's truly one of the best on the grid at tire management. Like, everyone loves to talk their shit and be like, he always gets so many strategies. And I'm like, it's because he can. It's because he can. He makes anything work because he knows, if I'm doing this strategy, I have to manage my tires here. You know?
I don't know if you saw, actually. I saved it on TikTok and I meant to send it to you. I don't know if I did. Apparently, one of McLaren's upgrades that they brought was actually to help with tire management. It was like a new, like, groove in the rear wing to
I
help
saw that.
airflow.
Yeah.
Super cool. Super innovative. And clearly it helped Lando at the bare minimum.
No, I'm loving to see the upgrades working. I'm loving that Lando is getting all of the credit he deserves, because I give it to him all the time. But I just love seeing the rest of the world be there as well with me. So just had to give him that glaze in the press conference. He was so hot saying all of the things he said. He's like, I'm going to give myself credit. I was the fastest driver out there today. I can win the championship if I keep having races like that. Like, you would never catch him saying shit like that in the past. Like, when he's this confident, it is so beautiful. And he could do it all. That's the end of my rant for now. Let me know if you have any thoughts.
Post race was also when he said that thing about the kitchen.
Yeah. He said something vulgar in Dutch, and I've seen so many clips of him saying it like on old Twitch streams, and that's just his that's his Dutch vocal stim, and we gotta let him cook. It was so funny.
So funny. No, but I'm always happy to see Lando on top. I mean, watching his championship last year as the first season was like really beautiful to see, and I'm happy that everybody's starting to see the Lando light. He's always kind of been like, again, I'm an astrology girly. He's always kind of been like my moon sign. I love me some Lando.
Love it. So true.
So, I love him. I'm so happy he's thriving and doing well. And even if he wasn't, he has a world championship on his back to carry him. So,
amen, sister.
But that's my Lando rant. And now, if you so desire, we can get into our memes of the week.
Let's do it.
Okay, I only have one.
Same, which is rare for me.
I guess I should be kind of bleeping myself for this, but I have Charles' radio, I believe, from last year. I think it was Vegas, where he says, "It always messes me over. It always screws me over. Being nice always messes me up." Like, not only does this meme reflect the Ferrari situation we were having on track, where like he was trying to do the nice thing and fighting Ferrari and not wanting to pit in front of Lewis and yada yada, it also very much so applies to the George situation of swapping places and being nice and screwing yourself.
Yep.
So that's my meme of the week. I don't have much more to say on it because I will cry.
That's pretty depressing, and I get it. It's real as hell. So love that. Love to
What's
always.
yours?
Mine is a callback to our own social page, just a cult classic, which is George always standing in front of the people on the podium, and then Kimmy doing it this week too, which made me laugh because as soon as Kimmy hit it, I was like, just like Papa, like that is literally so funny because he did the same exact like little walk and then turn and pose and then walk away. Like, it was just so uncanny. Like, it was hilarious.
No one trusts these boys in front of a fucking podium ceremony. Pardon my French.
No, truly.
It's so funny. So good. So funny. Thank you for at least making me laugh, Kimmy. Appreciated that.
I'm happy we had one sad, one happy meme.
For sure. For sure. The dichotomy of life.
Yeah.
I forgot to write down all of our stats for our predictions, P9s, and podiums. So
I got it on lock. Don't worry.
Thank God. Thank God Liz is here, everybody.
So let's do P9 first, I suppose.
Sure.
So your P9 was Liam Lawson.
Oh. Yeah.
And mine was Gabby Bortoletto.
Oh.
Do you want to know who finished P9 in the sprint?
In the sprint. Yeah, I have no idea.
Gabby Bortoletto.
Clark it.
Big win for the Liz community. That was huge for me. Love to see that personally.
Yeah.
P9 in race results was the one and only Fernando Alonso.
Obviously, that I knew.
Yeah.
But I will say, Liam Lawson, P7, and Nico Hulkenberg, P8. So our guesses weren't too far off.
Yeah, Gabby had a little bit of a stinker in the race. That's okay.
It's fine. We move, as I've said most of this episode.
We move, and now we could get into the sprint podium predictions that we had. We each got one right. So, we'll take it. But you said Max Charles Isaac. I said Lando Max Isaac, and obviously we were already one down.
Yeah.
But you got Charles, I got Lando, and you know what? That's all we could really ask for. George was there. Amen.
Yeah. Real race. This was where we both kind of nailed it, no?
We did really, really good. You put Lando Kimi Max. I put Lando Max Kimi. And we both were almost there.
We cooked.
And George Russell rounded out Orlando Kimi podium. So
Thank God.
you love to see it.
You do. I personally have predictions for Monza. If you don't, we can do it next week.
I think we should do our predictions now, just so we have them done, because I don't know if we'll do an episode next week. I think it depends on what we have to talk about, so we'll see.
Correct.
So let's just get Monza out there in the open.
Monza, as a Tifosi and watching the crash out, I'm terrified. Thank you.
Yeah.
My P9 prediction for Monza, drumroll please, after his amazing save this week, would be Nico Hulkenberg.
I love it. I love to see
Thank
Nico
you.
up there.
Me too.
I kind of have a crazy one.
Well, I just want to preface, my thought with this is that I don't know. The rumor is that he will be, but I don't know that Isack will be back for Monza.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put Liam here in case he's in a
Red Bull. I've steered clear from Red Bull as well.
Thank God.
However,
What did you do? I'm scared.
We're going back to back, baby. Fernando Alonso.
Work.
Back to back king. That is an insane prediction considering sometimes the Aston Martin does not move.
But you never know.
I've decided it's moving next week and we are moving to P9.
We move. I love that. I thought about it too, but I was like, I don't know. So we put the Gramps back to back.
We put the elders.
Unk.
Would love to hear your race prediction.
Well.
Oh God, I'm scared.
This is it's kind of similar to the thought process in Zandvoort, where I had a toss up because I really did want to put Charles P1. In my heart of hearts, I know I can't.
You could.
I can't.
Okay.
My podium for Monza is Lando, Kimi, Lewis. I didn't even put Charles on there.
I like it. Mine is very similar.
Oh!
Not the exact same, but very similar. Mine is Lando, George, Lewis.
Wow. You're not even putting the Italian on the Italian podium?
He might have a grid penalty. Or I think he will have a grid penalty.
Oh, wait. You're so right. I screwed that.
Well, we don't know. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but people think he's going to
Look.
have a new power unit.
I'm going to say it here and now. If there's a grid penalty, swap my Kimi with Charles.
Okay. Let's write that down so we have it later. But
I'll put it underneath.
yeah, so we'll see what happens with Kimi's grid penalty. Even if he gets one, maybe he'll still cook in the studio. We don't know, but yeah, I kept him off my podium just in case, and I did my all-British podium. Lando, George, Lewis. I don't know if it'll happen. In my heart, I kind of think we could see something from Charles or Oscar as well. They could swap with Lewis for that P3. But I put Lewis there because he needs his first Monza podium in red.
I think that Monza will heal him. I don't know if you remember last year when they were in that blue kit and he was like, wow.
He was
the Italians really show up.
He was buzzing in that blue.
He was flabbergasted by all the crowds, and I think maybe that energy will really put the wind in his sails this weekend.
I love it. I love that energy.
Thank God. And I mean, that was Zandvoort. Crazy, chaotic. Didn't see a single helmet I wanted to see in that cool down room.
I saw one I wanted to see.
I mean, he put him there, but damn.
Lando's helmet was so good, guys. I know I've been talking.
Oh, it actually was really pretty.
It was so pretty. I love his special helmets. He really doesn't miss, and this was just another example of that. But that's it, I think, from Zandvoort and on to Monza.
That's Zandvoort. Again, not sure that we'll see you guys next week. If anything, tap in the week after on a Wednesday for the Monza recap.
And we'll see you on socials. Oh, yeah. Isabel might be off the grid again. It's either there are two great possibilities. Isabella's camping, or say it's raining. I don't know. Isabella's in my bedroom. So, like, TBD. We'll see what happens there.
Not sure. But yeah, always check out the socials. We're always making a fun meme, doing something goofy, being girls online at the P9 Pod, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok,
all
name it.
Over the place. TikTok is where we get real goofy with it, so definitely follow us there.
That way you can't miss us if we miss a week.
Exactly. We're always going to be on your feed. Don't worry about it.
Don't you fret. But with that, not a word.
Not a word. George Russell, please heal yourself this week. Love ya.
I'm sure you will.
Goodbye.
Love you guys. Bye.